And when I did my
Okay.
internship,
Okay.
it was this show that Tracy Ellis Ross, Malcolm Jamal Warner, we were at TBS Studios. Tracy Ellis Ross walks in. I trip her.
No way. Like how bad? How
Like
bad is the
she
trip?
didn't fall too bad, but
She
she
fell.
stumbled.
Oh,
Wait, 'cause I said I'm so sorry. She's like, "You're fine, you're fine." I'm like, "Oh my god!" And tripped a legend.
all right. Welcome to Blunders Radio, where our motto is live life and make blunders. Today on the show, we have a photographer, entrepreneur. He has so many titles: photographer, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, writer, singer. I'm probably leaving out a couple, even still, but I wanna welcome to the show Melvin.
What's up, y'all? What's up, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm so happy that you're able to come
I
because this
appreciate it,
was
man.
this was dope. Y'all, we had a great conversation off the mic too,
Absolutely.
because a lot of people don't know this, but we went to high school together. But not only that,
Yeah.
we rode the same bus.
Rode the same bus.
We rode the
Not
same bus.
everybody share that same experience.
No, no, definitely, definitely not, man.
Right.
So, man, since high school, obviously, you've done a ton of different stuff. So
Right.
that's really awesome. But I wanted to just get into everything that you got going on, just from top to bottom. But obviously, like you're a person who's super big into the photography world.
Right.
That's at least what I feel like most of the people know you for, at least at
Right.
this current time, or at least kind of
Absolutely.
what you're showing off. So how's that been going, just generally?
Man, photography has changed my entire life, from top to bottom. It's led me to a place I haven't really expected it to lead me to. At first, and we were talking about that earlier, I thought I was going to be a singer for years.
Yeah.
So photography has put me in a position where I thought singing would. So I don't know. It's like a salty feeling a little bit.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like this is not supposed to work like this, but no, I'm appreciative for the position that I'm in. It's been a great roller coaster. I'm grateful and I'm happy that I'm able to really do what I love because a lot of people don't have that experience in life. Period. So I'm happy that I'm able to just wake up and people look at it as just snapping pictures, but I get to make people's dreams come true and brands come to life. So
Hey, no, that's dope. So I gotta ask you though, what genre would you be in if you were singing?
if I was a singer, at first it used to be gospel, and now I'm influenced by gospel.
Okay.
But now I'm a R&B soul person, man.
R&B soul.
I love what's out now, but I'm still getting my D'Angelo, my Jasmine
Oh,
Sullivans. I like those type of artists that just sing from the soul. Tyrese, like those are my influences that I
gotcha.
really would. Yeah,
So
I
you
would
would
be
have
on that
kept
wave.
R&B alive. That's what you're saying.
I would have kept R&B alive. I probably would have made it on the charts.
Okay.
Because it ain't what's popular, but I would have kept R&B alive for sure.
No, that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
what's up. One thing I want to ask you about, since you're talking about singing in different parts, I know that you have an industry mixer.
Absolutely.
That is something that's been super cool to watch. Actually, I wanted to go to one of them, but I actually ended up having to go to. One of my friends was playing in the U20 tournament,
Oh wow.
and they were playing for Haiti.
Oh
And they were
wow.
up here in Florida, so I was like,
That's
"Oh
rare, yeah.
man, what a tear!"
Yeah.
right there, like to have to do
Yeah.
that. But I wanted to
That's-
ask you, like, tell me about like the industry mixer for those who don't know about it. Like, what's it about?
So the industry mixer was something that I really started because I'm big on mental health. And one of the biggest things was that I really used to struggle with when I first got into the industry is I had a hard time connecting with people. Networking was my least favorite thing to do. I always felt uncomfortable because I felt like I didn't really see people that were like me, who were very creative and just thought differently. So I was like, one day, you know what? I'm just gonna put together something that is a creative space for everybody that makes everybody feel comfortable, and I'm just gonna host it, and it's just gonna be what it is. And my first ever one sold out. Like I didn't
Nice.
expect for it to sell out at all. People were buying tickets left to right, and just the turnout was just unbelievable. I got people from all types of walks of life because I don't want people to think of industry as just, photography or music. Your industry could be a 9 to 5. So I had someone that was there, which is my best friend who works a corporate job but also does her thing on the side. I had one of my brothers, Duntil Antonio, on, who's a film director. He does that full time. I had someone from Illinois, St. Louis, that came and talked about his brand. He does some stuff in his brand that wouldn't be typical. So I wanted just like a different level of entrepreneurship and people that still work regular jobs that can still give you some type of insight. And so people enjoyed it. I did the second year, had a bigger building. We ain't sell out like we want to because a bigger building, but people came out and supported. And my goal the second time was really mental health.
Okay.
I wanted to really tap into that because it was so much going on at the time, and people were really recognizing what mental health was. And it's just like, man, I gotta teach people about this. And to be honest, a lot of African American men I wanted to really tackle is because like women get it, women see it,
Right, right.
they diagnose it, sometimes for themselves. So it's like us men, we don't really get a chance to sit down and really think like, dang, I really got some stuff going on. So that was one of my biggest things. I'm still tweaking it and trying to figure out how I'm gonna like bring some guys in to really hound on it like I really want to. But I loved it. I love event planning, man. I think I love the marketing aspect of it. That's something I'm very passionate about, just promoting it and just getting people to see it. It's like, yeah, that was kind of like a high for me.
Gotcha, gotcha. So with mental health, I got to ask you a little bit about it because I one of the reasons why I wanted you to definitely come on and talk because I did actually a lot of my work
Right.
is surrounding mental health. So I had one project called Recovery, which was talking about mental health, and then
I know your stuff, man.
and then also like when one of my really close friends passed away, and then I dropped Gone Again and Promises, right, trying to talk about different mental health issues. But I kind of want to know a little bit some of the things that you do to promote positive and good mental health with yourself.
Right.
So I want to know some of the techniques that you use and some of the ways you've been able to adapt as an entrepreneur, which is a very stressful,
Yes. This is stressful as hell. Can I say that?
Yeah.
This is like stressful as crap, and I think that one of the ways that, first of all, I had to identify that I was dealing with mental health issues. A lot of stuff that I was dealing with when I first started as an entrepreneur was, in between me figuring out my life and also figuring out my career and money, as a man, period. Like, you're gonna deal with that. If your money not right, a lot of stuff not really gonna be right.
Right.
And so that really brought forth the mental illness situation. But for me, I deal with it by going to counseling.
Okay.
I'm a big advocate for going to counseling. And I just try to do stuff that like is self-care now, stuff that I didn't really think was cool back in the day. Like, I like going to get massages now. Like, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
let
No,
me go
that's
get
real.
my massage. I like going to parks and walk. Like, even now, I haven't been working out as much as I should in the prior years, but now, like, just working out, like, that's another level of relieving my stress. Like, I can go and work out and feel fine. I was a stressful eater too. Like, give me some cookies, some candy, something. Like, let me
Right,
go
right.
figure out what I'm gonna eat to take this stress away. But I deal with it differently because I'm older. When you're younger, you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know where your mindset is. So me, 17, 18, even at 21, I didn't know that I was dealing with mental health or mental illness. Like,
Right.
as an entrepreneur, like, you read books. I love Diddy. Like, Diddy
Right.
is one of the people that when I first started, like, I'm on YouTube looking at what Diddy got going on. This man
Yeah.
ain't getting no sleep. He's not doing any of that. And that works for him at his, where he is right now. But when you look at it,
If all of that is 100% true.
100% true,
Yeah,
right?
if he's not ever sleeping, because I feel like it might not always be the truest
Best.
picture.
It's not. It's
you know?
detrimental. It's
Yeah.
really detrimental to your health. You have to sleep
Right.
and get your rest in order to function correctly.
Right. So tell me little bit about like your counseling experience.
Counseling was terrifying at first.
Was it just like the whole idea of it, or
It's
what?
just, it's not a norm. It wasn't a norm. And what's crazy is my mom is a therapist.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like, my mom is a therapist, and she often talked about going to therapy. But who wants to face their own truth sometimes? Who wants
Yeah.
to sit and listen and really, because your counselor's not talking, it's you talking. She's pulling the stuff out of you that you're really trying to figure
Right,
out.
right.
But it's like, damn, I'm really sitting here talking to myself about my issues and not realizing that, damn, I got some issues.
Right.
So who wants to sit and talk about their issues all the time, and then having to talk about them and then still have to figure it out was just scary for me. It's like,
Right.
I got to really sit here and identify some stuff, and I can't lie to you. Like, I can't lie to myself because this is what I'm dealing with 100% every day. So why go to counseling and lie to the counselor when the counselor gonna say you're lying? You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, no,
Yeah.
no, you got to tell the truth. So counseling was very, very hard for me at first, and when I got like the groove of it, because I didn't know the lady. We often use our friends as our counselors,
Yeah.
and they give us an opinion. But when you go to somebody that you don't know, and I'm me coming up and where I came up, everything was so judgmental. It's like this person isn't here to judge me; they're here to help me. And so that was one of the situations that kind of gave me like some breathing room. Like this person is here to assist me, not to hurt me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because it's something that I definitely kind of faced a little bit, is working while your mental health is off, right? So like you're in your element. Let's say you're in a photo shoot and something starts to feel off,
Yep.
right? I feel like if you've really dealt with certain things, like you kind of know what that's like. You're
Yeah.
in a place where you're appearing 100% normal, but you're not good.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit, like how did you work through that, or how did your counselor help you kind of work through those moments, if you had any?
I've had those moments a couple of times, and one of the things, and I don't want anybody to take this wrong. One of the things that kind of like helped me snap out of it is like, bro, you got to get your money. Like you got to finish the job so that you can pay your bills. Like that really is what takes me into a place of like, you got to deal with it, brother. Like I'll step
Yeah.
outside if I need to. People, especially during photo shoots, it's not like a regular job. Like your pictures are coming out based on the energy that I give you or I give somebody else. So if I
Right.
have a negative energy, you're not going to perform in the way that I need you to perform to get the final product. So my energy has to be right in order for the photos to come out right, especially for a client that's paying for a service.
Right.
So
Right.
that's always been like the hold for me. Like you got to kind of come out of this if you want your check. But it happens all the time. Like I don't care how often I go to counseling, how much I talk. Those are going to be moments, and just it's like depression. Like you never know when you're going to be depressed. It just kind of swarms over you.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, no. That's real. Like I didn't, and to be honest with you, right? Like we were talking off the mic, and we were just talking about like just being real and like having a conversation, right? And how we're talking about it, but like this is a really serious issue,
Yeah.
right? That often gets overlooked or
Absolutely.
skipped, or you know, or you good, man,
Yep.
or it'll pass over. And a lot of people don't want to sit and they don't want to talk about
Yep.
counseling. They don't want to talk about mental health. They don't want to talk about that they've had traumatic childhoods,
Yep.
that they may or maybe that trauma became normal,
Yep.
right? Like there's a bunch of different things that we've definitely had to face.
Yeah.
So first off, I appreciate you for sharing it, because
Absolutely.
that's where you start, right? You
Yeah.
have to bring awareness before you can do anything else. People have to be aware that it's an issue before
Yeah.
they can do anything about it. And the fact that you're open about saying, "Hey, get a counselor, go see a professional.
Right.
This is not something that you should be embarrassed about. This is not
Right.
something that you need to hide from." Like that is really, really brilliant. And as someone that's as successful as you are in their creative
Appreciate it.
field, people need to know that.
Yeah, because
You
people
know?
don't understand how much being the creative is just so. It's more of the energy. It takes so much energy, and it takes I just say it as energy. It takes so much energy just to be a creative. You're dealing with your own opinions. You're dealing with your own critiques.
Yeah.
You're really dealing with yourself as a creative. Like nothing is ever good enough when you're creative. You can
Right.
be great, feel great about a project, and then put it out, and like you're gonna find 10,000 things that you could have done better off of that thing. So imagine that being a consistent mindset for you, just with every single project, whether
Right.
paid or not. It's like that's just a never-ending thing. But I think a lot of creatives need to understand that they should give themselves that moment,
Right.
and you should learn how to deal with that moment
Right,
and
right,
then
right.
move on. You know.
Gotcha. So we have some sirens going off because we're Blunders Radio, and we just do whatever, we just do whatever we can, and we make it cool. But I do wanna ask you though, a quick question is, like, when did you realize that you were good at what you do? Because I think there is like a little bit of a aha moment, like, oh wow, I can really do this.
Yeah.
And it's not, and I didn't want, and I don't want to ask that question as based off of success. Not like, oh, when did you get fully booked? That's not what I'm talking about. But when did you sit and like within yourself know that like this is for me, this is what I'm doing?
That's a great question. I'm a big believer on taking what you have and using what you have to do what you know how to do. I think one of the biggest things for me to really solidify me as a photographer is when I could take one light and do something that a person with three lights could do with one. I think I was on set with a shoot one time, and they're like, "How did you like that? You're supposed to have three lights." And I'm like, "Got one, and I got two walls, two white walls." I mean,
Right.
I think that really, and it's that's so small, but for me, it's so big because it was limited resources when you're coming into
Balling on a budget.
exactly when you're coming into something. Everybody explains how you got to have this high tech camera, this high tech lens, this high tech
Yeah.
light, this high tech editing system, this high tech way of editing, and you're like, no, I can do this with what I have. You know what I mean? And I think that's really what solidified it for me. Like I can show up on set if somebody calls me tomorrow with one light, with one resource, and be good. You know?
Gotcha. But what I think a lot of people miss is that skill is more expensive than equipment.
Absolutely.
You know what you can do with your skills is so much more expensive than any camera you can buy. You could buy a $20,000 camera if you don't know how to use it.
It's no point.
It's
And I see it every day.
I know you
People
do.
go by. I mean, people have more expensive cameras than me, and then out here just putting out anything.
Right, yeah. But the thing is though, I mean, taking your craft seriously is step one because you've been in the game. How long have you been in the game? You've been
I've
in the
been
game
in the
like
game
about
professionally 10 years now.
10 years. So the thing is, if you've been doing something for 10 years
Right.
and you really believe it and you really do it and you're really working on your skills, because what I want to also talk about, because I know this to be true because I know a few photographers and I've dabbled in it a little myself, not a photographer myself, is that taking photos. I remember one photographer told me, he said, that's about 15 to 20% of it. So what is the rest? What is your 85?
Man, post production. That 85%. I mean, taking pictures is the easy job. People don't understand that the consistency and the discipline of this job is not from the taking the photos. It's from the client communication, and it comes from post production, like the ending product. That's the 85% for me. I mean, client communication and post production.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So when you talk about client communication, like for those creatives out there who might not necessarily understand exactly what that means, like what do you mean by that?
Just being great customer service. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a creative and I am also a business owner. I have to operate business as well. So the shoot is the easy part. The follow up is the hard part. The staying on top of deadlines is the hard part. The executing like they expect you to execute is the hard part. That's really what I mean by client communication, because you want those people to keep coming back to you. And in order for you to really do a great job, you got to put out a great job.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that's important too.
Yeah.
So again, right, when we're talking about creativity and working and running your own business and doing all of that, it's important that your output and what you're giving your clients is of value so that they want to come back.
Exactly.
Right? Like how many times have you been to a restaurant where you've had a bad experience and you're like, I am not going back.
Yeah.
I will not go back
Right.
to this restaurant. But people don't understand it works the same way
Yeah.
with other businesses and how it works.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about though, I want to ask you, because you shot with a ton of different people, right? You shot with celebrities, you shot with some of your closest friends, right, and all of that. Who did you have the most fun on a shoot with? You got it. You get three. You get three. Most fun. You get three.
Most fun. My first one will have to be Kiera Sheard. That's one of my close friends. My second one, oh, that's so hard. I don't know.
So
I have fun with everybody.
Okay. You have a good time. Just
I have
generally.
a great time, but people that give me like historical, like groundbreaking, memorable moments. Kiara has to be the first one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she does a great job with creating memories. She always make sure I'm straight. I don't know. I have fun with everybody, man. Like most times the shoots start off stressful, like they really do. And a lot of people don't know I'm the actual photographer, which is the funny part. Those probably are the highlights because I look so young sometimes. So it's like, where's the photographer? I'm like, I'm right here. So those are
Oh,
like the funny,
you don't.
moments.
Okay, wait. I gotta ask you this. So you have a vlog, right? So I was checking
Yes.
out your work on your vlog. Who was it? Where you were doing like the fire, the
Oh
what
yeah,
was I can't remember
Nia.
Nia. Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember her name, but man, was I cracking up
For real.
watching that. When the when the fire started to drop
Drop,
in front of her, and she was like,
yeah,
"Oh my gosh, like what's happening?"
bro.
Yeah, like that's it. That one seemed like it was
It was
entertaining
okay.
for sure.
So my makeup artist, his name is Marquise Ward. I always have a great time with Marquise because we come up with so many different concepts. But Marquise is crazy, so he'll
Okay.
come up with some stuff like lighting stuff on fire, and
Oh,
then that'll
okay.
be the shoot that we have to do. But yeah, I mean, we tore up all types of stuff the day of the shoot. In the old studio where we were, I mean, if we would have lit that ground by itself on fire, the whole building would have been on fire
Oh
because it was
gosh.
just wood. It was an older building, so it's like, that was fun though. Like Nia killed that. She was a good sport. You probably saw her in the video, like
Yeah. No. No. Yeah.
she was
Yeah. Yeah.
laughing. She
Yeah.
didn't know if she should be serious or not.
Right.
But yeah, that was super fun. That was amazing. Like that was an amazing shoot. We only man, I shot for like 30 seconds though with the fire.
I
Like
mean,
that
the
was it.
images were amazing though.
Thank you,
To
man.
be honest, like when I saw them on there, I was like, "Oh, that's neat." But then I didn't understand like the behind the scenes of like what it took, right? So then
Right.
it was funny because like you see this amazing image,
Yeah.
but then like you see the vlog and she's screaming as like
Literally.
as the fire's dropping around her.
Yeah.
Like it's an
And she
amazing
she
thing.
had on
So,
plastic too, so it's like
oh,
it started to drop on her little plastic thing. So it's like, look, now we got insurance in here, but I ain't trying to take care of too much else. But
right,
yeah.
right, right. No, that's crazy. So, I wanted to talk to you too about some of the celebrities you shot because I want some of the creatives to know that, or how did you go about like building your brand to the point of obviously being 10 years in the game,
Uh-huh.
working on your craft, working on your skills for 10 years to
Right.
find to be able to land celebrities,
Right.
right? How long before like you landed like a celebrity shoot?
Um.
Watch out, he's gonna say like 2 weeks.
No.
No, I'm just
Crazy part is, my first. I guess I can call her a celebrity. She was on America's, what is it? American Idol. Her
okay.
name was Paris Bennett. Benet. What up, Paris? Um, I used to have the biggest crush on her.
Okay.
Literally the biggest crush. My mom actually used to work for AARP, and she put on this huge concert. She was part of the people that put on the concert with Ann Nesby, which is Paris's grandmother, who
Okay.
played in Fighting Temptations, and Queen Latifah, Shaka Khan, Yolanda Adams. My mom helped put on that concert. And my mom, we were still in high school. I had the little flip phone, Verizon phone, and she sent me a picture of Paris, knowing that when I saw Paris on American Idol, I used to have her in my locker and everything.
Oh
Like,
wow.
mom was
So it's
like, "This
deep.
is Paris." Yeah. So I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was so in love with that girl. But anyway, my first celebrity client was Paris.
Nice.
Yeah. So like, I forgot how that happened. I think the stylist Troy hit me about shooting her, and I had worked with Troy on set of one of my mentors, James Anthony's shoot. And he had mentioned Paris wanting to shoot, and I'm like, "Oh man, I'm game." I had no equipment at the time. I used my mentor's place, and she was the first celebrity client that I had ever had. And I remember her pictures being on like blogs and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Like,
Nice, nice.
that's
So,
nice.
so yeah, so how long into like your
Until
learning?
that,
Yeah, like did you because you
probably
didn't even
two
have equipment
years.
yet. Oh, okay, 2 years. Okay. I thought you were gonna hit me with like 2 months.
Oh
But two
no,
years.
two
Okay, two
years,
years.
2 years, because I wasn't even approaching like celebrity people. Oh, Tiffany actually was. I'm lying. Tiffany Evans was my first celebrity client, but I didn't shoot photos of Tiffany. I lied to Tiffany and said that I knew how to do video, and I didn't know anything about video.
So
Nothing
you're
about it.
so you're like, hey, one of the ways to get in is tell somebody you know how to do
Exactly.
something and then learn how to
Right.
do it.
And I did learn. I think that video's still on YouTube somewhere. It was trash. I was like trash. But I got in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And we
yeah, yeah.
built like Tiffany and I are still cool from this day. Like
Yeah.
I've known her since 2010.
So you know what's funny about that is when I recently went to New York, right? And I had a show up there, very similar to your story here. And we pulled up, it was in the Bronx and it was a comedy show,
Oh
right?
God, you told him yeah.
So so we're at the comedy show and I'm sitting down and Precky's there. He's like he runs J4. He's like the J4 King. and also like my producer's there too, Micah. So we're sitting at the table, and he comes up to me, the Preki does, and he's like, "Hey, I know this is a comedy club, but I talked to the DJ. So just go up there, say a joke, and then be like, I have a song for y'all, and play the song, and then just do it."
Wow, that's
Right.
smart.
And the thing is too, this had to be like the roughest crowd like that I had ever seen. Like, because the people were like, they were doing the comedy, they were like, "Get off the stage,
Oh
you're
wow.
terrible." And then it was like a mixture of like of Caribbean people as well.
Right.
Like, it
Oh,
was just
ruthless.
it was a crazy like environment, like
Right.
just generally. And then what actually ended up happening was when I was like, okay, it's my turn. Mind you, I'm nervous like through the roof because I'm like, this is a terrible idea.
Right.
I don't know whose idea this is, right? And they hand me the mic, but they already played the music before I even have the mic. So like I'm like walking up there trying to do it. I actually ended up performing. It went really, really well, which actually got me
Wow.
invited on to like other radio stations and like different stuff like
Wow.
that. So it worked out. But sometimes you gotta bend the truth. I'm not a comedian, but I'm kind of funny
Right.
sometimes.
Fake it till you make it.
You know what I'm saying? Like you worked with cameras, not necessarily videos, but
Right. See, I didn't lie to. I mean,
I can hit record.
exactly. And I used what is that? Final Cut or what's the movie thing?
iMovie,
iMovie to
iMovie.
put it together. And she hit me with like 5 changes. Like, hey, can you change this? I'm like, dang it, I didn't already exported the video, so I gotta go all the way back and cut the video. I already didn't export it
Because you
to
didn't know
make
how
a
to like
change.
work
Nope.
in the.
I done sent her the final video and then had to re-upload the final video to add a little bitty part in to then just move it back. Yeah,
Oh
that,
man,
that was crazy.
that's crazy. But I think as a creative, when you're like coming in and you're trying to do whatever you can to like to get
Yeah.
into the industry, and you're trying to do it in a way that is maintains a moral compass, then you have to use skills to get in.
Absolutely.
You have to use your
Because
use your
think
skills
about
to
it,
get
there's
in.
so many other people out here that know how to do what they're probably requesting you to do. And, if the opportunity allows itself for you to get in the door, why not? I
Right,
mean,
right.
hey, I wasn't going to miss out on that opportunity. And here we are. I mean, we've worked together a couple of times with photos. I mean, hey, it happens.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So one thing I got to get to as well. We're Blunders Radio, man. So I gotta know although Melvin doesn't make any mistakes anymore, y'all.
Oh, gosh.
Just so you know.
have.
Now he's right. He got everything right now. But I just want to know some mistakes that you've made like along your journey, just so people can know that this is not all roses
Right.
and peaches and beautiful lighting.
Absolutely
And
not.
there's some rough things that go on too. So what's a blunder that like really sticks out to you?
Man, this happened twice. And I've been in
Okay,
this
it's a double blunder.
I've been in this for 10 years. I've had hard drives crash before sending a client their photos.
Yikes.
So I'm always presented with the option. This happened like 3 years ago. It don't happen no more. But I'm always presented with the option of refunding money or finding a quick solution. So I've been in positions where I've had to buy like the little recovery thing for the memory card and download all the JPEG, which are the lower quality images
Yeah.
to send to a client, and then still having to turn around and edit the JPEG photos. But the client would never know.
Right. right.
Would never know. Same,
Right.
unless you about to put it on a billboard or something, then I'll get
Oh,
that
right.
message like, "Hey, is this 300?" I'm like,
Right.
"Ooh, nah,
Is
ain't
this
it."
what we asked for?
Right.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
this what you asked for, but it ain't the quality,
Yeah.
for a billboard.
Yeah, I got you. No, that's crazy. Yeah, hard drives crashing.
Man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Often. I mean, that's why I always tell creators and photographers, you got to have a backup. So I have a cloud, I have a hard drive, and then I'm still saving to my computer.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, because I mean, I've had to get externals.
Oh, I know you have.
Yeah, we actually just had a pretty big scare where like we thought we lost like so many beats.
Oh, no.
Like we thought we lost all of them. Like,
have a
so we were
cloud?
like- well, we typically keep things like on externals.
I'm scared of externals, though,
Why are you scared of externals?
because the external was the one that failed me.
Oh.
So that's why I use a cloud. I'd rather use something that's like,
Digital, I
yeah,
guess.
air
not-
based.
Yeah.
So I can access it. Granted, it may be slower to access, but at least it's there.
But it's always there, right?
Yep.
Right. So backing up your stuff. Okay, so That is one that's pretty big. Now, have you ever had a client that you were working with where like during a shoot you were like, oh man, I have so messed this up.
Oh no. Most times they mess it up.
Oh,
Most times they mess it up. Cause I feel like I'm always prepared.
okay,
I'm
gotcha.
always prepared. It's just when they come in with the stuff that just doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Okay.
if we're talking about a vision or an idea, and we come up with a mood board, and you come with the complete opposite of what the mood board is, what am I supposed to do with the information that you come in with?
I see. I
You want me
see.
to work my magic, or you want me to be frustrated? And most times I'm frustrated because I gotta sit and come up with a whole new mood board.
Got, gotcha. Okay, no, that's interesting. I'm trying to think. I mean, I've talked about it a couple times. Like for me, I mean, I recorded for like about a year with the mic backwards.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have had a bad situation though. I'm just now thinking when I did my
Okay.
internship,
Okay.
it was this show that Tracy Ellis Ross, Malcolm Jamal Warner, D from Friday, and a couple of other people, some legendary people,
Okay.
were on. I was an assistant for doing the promo shoot. I was interning for Derek Blanks. It was 6 a.m. We were at TBS Studios. Tracy Ellis Ross walks in. I trip her.
No way. Like how bad? How
Like,
bad is the trip?
she didn't fall too bad, but she stumbled.
Okay.
And I know Derek looked at me like, I was like, okay, let me move out the way. 'Cause I said, I'm so sorry. She's like, you're fine. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't trip the legend.
Yeah, you almost took out Tracy Ellis
Oh my
Ross.
gosh. And she's so pretty. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's like the highlight. I don't remember nothing else from that day except that. Like, I didn't almost trip Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I did trip her. She just ain't stumbled too hard.
No, that's great.
That's
So
like,
not only is she beautiful, she has great balance.
she has great balance.
She has
And
great
she
balance.
smells great too.
Yeah.
She did. I remember that.
I hope she sees this.
I hope she sees it too.
I hope she
I'm a
sees
tagger.
this. Yeah.
She's not gonna remember. Well, she might.
She
Some people
might.
remember
Yeah, she
traumatic situations like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was everybody on set looking. And,
So how long were you in the game? Like when you tripped Tracy Ellis Ross?
oh, I was just starting my internship with Derek. I think
Just
I was
starting.
only there for like a month before that happened. Because Derek wasn't calling me for stuff on set, and this was my first on set opportunity. And guess what? You trip her. I didn't go back on set anywhere else after. Everything was in studio after that.
Oh,
It was.
oh
It
man.
really was.
Oh, you got relegated to working inside.
Downgraded.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
In studio only intern.
That's
So-
that's so tough. But I mean, I think though that it's important there that we see that although you do make mistakes and you do run into some issues, you can still come out on
bounce
top.
back.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? You can still come out on top. Like you can still run crazy industry mixers,
Absolutely.
and then you can also you've taken pictures with like Odell Beckham. You've taken pictures with
Oh no, not yet.
DC Young Fly.
DC,
DC Young Fly. DC
Yeah.
Young Fly is who it is.
He's cool.
And then you've had like a ton of people. Like when I looked, it was so many, and I was like, when did all that happen?
You know who you thought was Odell?
Who did I think was Odell?
Elijah Connor.
Elijah Connor?
Elijah Connor is the guy that does the Diddy stare.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Elijah, I'm so sorry.
Everybody always mix him up with Odell.
Okay, well, I joined that group, and I joined the group. So I'm
it was
sorry
the
because I
glasses
saw.
and the hair.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it really is. Yeah, like the glasses and the
just
hair.
alike.
What I want to do is I'm gonna flash a picture up.
yeah,
I
so
want
I
to
can
flash a
see.
picture up of him, right? And be like, look, this is who I thought was Odell Beckham. Because I'm telling y'all, like he looks.
He looked just like him.
Yeah, just like him. Yeah, man. But like you've just done some amazing stuff. But now I want to get into now like you're singing as a hobby, right? Is as a hobby now, or like is that done? Or are you gonna bring that back? Like what's up? You thought you were gonna be a singer. Now you're a
Man.
successful entrepreneur. Is it time?
I think it is time to finally do something with my voice. I being around like I shot the Clark sisters. That's like
Yeah, I did see that.
legendary for me. They are
They
like
won like 3 Grammys, right?
they have more than listen. They have more than 3 Grammys. They have so many awards. That was my first time because Kiera is the one that got me the gig. Those are her aunties, of course.
Okay.
She flew me to Detroit to shoot with them, and just going into her mom, Karen Clark shared, "Hey, Mama Karen." She has so many Grammys. I've never seen a Grammy up front before until there. I went there, but they just being around them. There's some
Yeah.
singers. Kiera is like she laughs when I tell her this, but I grew up on listening to Kiera. My influences when I was growing up musically, surprisingly, was Sammy. I used to listen to Sammy all the time
Okay.
because I'm like, I need to learn the way this man runs. Kiera Sheard was also one of my biggest inspirations as well. So it's like growing up and actually being around these people. Sammy came to my last mixer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy that these people are so accessible to me now, and I grew up listening to them, and they're kind of like what molded my voice.
Right.
But I think it's time for the music thing. People have been asking for it. I sing on set mistakenly. You know how you just be chilling, you just want
Right,
to do
right,
your
right.
thing. People like, "Oh, you can sing." I'm like, a little bit.
You just got to show them you got the chords.
Right. I mean, I don't try to, but and then I stopped singing the rest of the shoot because I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
they didn't hurt me. I'm not nervous to do it at all. It's something that I absolutely love to do. I know it's a God given gift, but I do feel like I need to do something with it. I did want to sing for a long time. Like I
Right.
remember, this is so embarrassing to say, but I literally cried when I was like 14, 15 years old because I had to kind of accept the reality that this music stuff was not gonna happen.
Really? Why did you
Yeah.
think that so early?
Me and my mom had went to this guy in Henry County at one time that was so persuading when it came to like setting me up to get vocal lessons and piano and all of that. And because my mom really wasn't knowledgeable about the music stuff as much, my mom used to sing, but she
Okay.
never pursued it. She just wasn't with it. And so I think that was like the breaker for me. Where I was like,
Okay.
okay, my mom not gonna put me in a position to do better. So when it comes to the singing thing, so I kind of just gave it up. I remember literally crying like, dang, this is just not what I'm gonna do. Like, it was really something that I was passionate about at 12, 13, 14, and 15 years old.
So the crazy thing is I think I know that like we came in on photography, but this is Blunders Radio, so like we do everything.
Right.
And we make mistakes like all the time because it's just what life's about. But I also remember like us being on the bus and you singing on the bus. You know, I remember that.
Right.
Right? And you were probably what
Like
15,
15.
15,
Yeah.
16? And I remember you singing all the time.
All that wouldn't shut up.
All the time, like, well, not it wasn't like that. It wasn't like you were just like screaming and everyone was like, oh, here he goes again. But you know, it was
Right.
like something that everybody was like kind of into.
Right.
Remember, like, because it was like it was actually had a lot of music on that
A
bus.
lot of music.
A lot of music on that bus.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting that like you and I are here now, like talking
Right.
about this and doing all that. So that's really really crazy. But I wanted to ask you like one kind of big question that's pretty open ended. But like, what's next for you? You've done so many things. You've been able to you've been able to knock out a lot of your goals. A lot of the stuff that you've set, you've definitely manifested a lot of interesting things. Because I remember your posts from before you were as big as you are now. And and you were talking about like, hey, you got to be careful with the certain energies that you let around you, negativity, negative
Right.
people, your religious beliefs.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like on how you're like, hey, look, I got to stay prayed up. I got to
Yep.
make sure that my mind is good, that I'm thinking well.
Right.
And then I noticed that you kind of went through that journey, and then you started to see like a lot of success.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to know, like, okay, now that you're here, now that you're at this place, like, what's next for you? Like, what's something that you're working on?
Man, it's crazy you bring that up because I'm on Facebook, and they have the little memory thing now, and literally the memory stuff encourages me now. Like,
Okay,
it's so crazy how back then my mindset where I read statuses now that I used to post like, dang, I really needed that today. Like literally, it's a
yeah, yeah,
lot. So when it comes to what I'm doing now, I think I've sacrificed so much of my personal life and personal time to my career and me building. I'm still working on my career and still growing. I just want to focus on a lot of my personal wants. Like I've always wanted to sing some
okay,
stuff. I'm a writer. I'm trying to write a book. I love talking and mentoring to people, so I'm working on mentor. I've never hired an intern before, and I just hired two a few days ago. So that's like a step in the right direction. Just teach people what I know. So that's really what I'm working on. I want to grow and expand and start teaching and just really tackle some personal stuff. I've never been on a vacation before. That's something that I was supposed to do.
What?
Right.
What? What's really going on?
I was supposed to go to I think we were supposed to go to Cancun in June, and it just never happened because of Corona. So that was gonna be my first vacation ever. I've never been out of country. I've been out of state, but I've never been out of country.
Really? That's
Yeah,
crazy,
so
bro.
this year was supposed to have been my year of like, yeah, all right, let me plan my birthday trip. I'm gonna go out of country for my birthday. I'm gonna go out of country this summer, just
Nah,
enjoy
bro.
the fruits of
I'm
my.
sending texts now. I'm being like, bro, you gotta get out of here. Like, what's up?
That was the goal. Like I want
Yeah,
to
that's
start enjoying the
crazy.
fruits of my labor. We
Yeah.
as creatives or people entrepreneurs in general, you
Hmm.
start and you reach a goal. Like for me, I'll say it like this: once I made my first $1,000, I was like, okay, I can make five. Once I made my first
Yeah.
five, I'm like, I can make 10. Once I made 10, I'm like, okay, let me get 20. But guess what? That's never ending. You never stop setting those goals of what you want to get. And sometimes for me, I will put a lot of stuff on pause
Uh huh.
until would reach a goal. So I'm like, I'm not going on vacation until I got 10K. You know what I mean? Or I'm not going on vacation until a lot of people sacrifice that, even
Oh
down to
man,
the
you're
small
kind of
stuff.
talking to me right now.
You can't do that. You can't do it. You really
Yeah,
can't.
yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah,
that too. The
yeah.
the most simplest thing, my mom laughs when I say this. When I was really doing this photography stuff, like I'm still doing it heavy, but when I was like younger and I could stay up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't eat dinner until I finished the project. Like that was
Mm.
always like a sacrifice for me. Like, no, you're not gonna eat this dinner until you get this specific project done.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, I was like that as well. And you know what was very interesting was like I tried when I first was starting out and I was and I started a video company before I even started doing music, right? I was trying to like pull the arrow like so when I quit my job I could like let it go,
Mm,
right? So like that's what my plan was cuz I was working in higher education, right?
yeah.
Which like it was great for me at the time, but
Right.
like not it wasn't it, right? So my first month, right, doing that, I made 10 grand.
Wow.
My first month. But when you don't understand how entrepreneurship works, right? You can make 10 grand in 1 month.
Right.
You can make 500 the next month.
Yep.
You can make 7,000 a month after that.
Hmm.
You could make negative
Hmm.
350 because you had a big piece of equipment go out.
Yep.
Like it was just an absolute like crazy thing. And then I kind of got caught up in what you're talking about where I was like, oh, well, once I hit this point, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Once I hit this point, I'll do it. And it's important to be just as disciplined about your self-care as
Yes.
you are with your business, which I know you're very big on now.
Yeah. Now, it took years.
Right, right.
I'm 27. I'll be 28 in November. It took years to finally get to this point where I'm like, you got to start taking care of yourself.
Right.
Like you got to start really sitting down and go to these doctor visits. Go see about your health. Go on vacation to relax. Like I'm just now getting there, but I think every entrepreneur gets to that moment. I'm just glad mine hit me now and not hitting me when I'm 40.
Yeah, because by if it hits by that time, you've probably put
That's
yourself
it.
through the ringer.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
all. You probably close to a heart attack at that point, and I'm not trying to be there. So
Nah, for real, for real. No, that's
yeah,
that's real. That's real talk. No, I mean, I think all of what you've talked about as far as self care is like super super important.
it's important.
So like for you, you're saying that like self care is sounds like it's gonna move a little bit more to the forefront. Like right now, it's like, would you say you're like 50-50 with work and self care
Um,
roundabout?
I'm working on the balance.
Okay,
A lot of us don't have balance, and that's one thing that I'm learning. I really would like to take better. Now I'm really good with taking care of myself as it pertains to like going to doctors and things like that. Because I run to my doctor as fast as if something's wrong, I go.
gotcha.
But I would like to take more of a precaution as it pertains to really enjoying the fruits of my labor. Because
Gotcha.
I don't. I pay bills, and out to eat has been something that's been like great for me.
Mm,
Growing
yeah,
up, that's like yeah, in the African American community. What do we do when we celebrate stuff? We eat,
yeah.
and that's been what I've been on. Like I love Jay Alexander's. Everybody hears me talk about Jay Alexander's all the time. That's in Dunwoody. It's like a upscale Houston. It's like I go there all the time but
Not sure. That's your
that's
vacay.
my that's my vacation. That's like my self care, and it shouldn't
Right.
be like that. Like I should go to Italy or something,
Gotcha.
somewhere I want to go.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, even with me, I think what I tried to focus on, I don't really do doctors like that,
Yeah.
honestly. But what I've done is like I've completely like overhauled my diet.
Are you pescatarian?
I am, yeah, basically pescatarian, but I also go like I could go without meat for like months.
And I don't eat meat. I don't eat.
Okay, you don't eat you
I
don't
don't
eat
eat
meat.
pork or beef, and I literally, barely eat chicken.
Okay, gotcha. So why don't you just come over to the dark side of pescatarianism?
Cause I don't eat seafood.
Oh, you don't eat seafood either. So you
I'm
just so
allergic
so
to.
like you just
Well, I
got to go like
was.
vegan or like a little chicken. Okay,
And I'm trying to figure that out too, cause I like my weight now. I used to be very, 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 very small. So like
gotcha.
this quarantine situation with me picking up this little extra 15, I like it. Like
It's your
I'm in the
quarantine
gym.
15.
Yeah, like I'm in the gym training to tone it up because I like this weight. I look my age.
Yeah.
But it's the diet that's killing me. Cause
Okay.
I don't eat like that.
What's the
Like,
worst thing that you eat that you're like, man, I know I shouldn't eat that?
man, I love anything sweet, like cakes. Like
Oh, okay.
piece of cake has this white chocolate cake. Anytime anybody have a birthday, I'm like, I'll bring you the white chocolate cake. Cause guess what? A nigga want a piece.
Right.
So like that's my downfall. Really
Gotcha.
is.
Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Like
that's
I'll
so
eat
funny.
cake before I eat dinner.
Oh
That's how
man.
bad it is.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, and tea
Tea.
with sugar.
Oh, like sweet tea.
Like mint tea with sugar.
Oh, like like
Like
like
hot
white
tea.
sugar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, like how
Horrible.
much?
It tastes like your grandma diabetic tea.
Oh,
But it ain't cold, it's hot. Be sipping thinking that you know, upscale and you still drinking bad.
oh gosh.
Horrible.
It's like hot chocolate mint tea.
Literally.
Like, oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
is
Very syrupy.
That is hilarious. He's like, no, like
Like I
it is sugar cane tea.
Like the struggle has been for this whole workout situation is cutting the sweets.
Okay.
I love a smoothie, but I'm always cringing because I'm like, where the sugar?
Right. And you know the crazy thing about sugar, I read this in a study, but I didn't verify it. But they were saying that sugar activates your brain
It does.
in a similar way that cocaine does.
It does.
Right? So it has like those same like addictive properties.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to my little brother about this too, because he's like, if I eat cake, right, or I eat something sweet, he'll want it for like the rest of the week. Right.
Oh,
So
addictive.
right. So it's like addictive. So he's like, so then like there's cake and then like and he looks at it and he's like, nah, I think I'm good on that. You know, it's like a very interesting thing because we don't think about food that way, but it definitely
You know what's crazy? That's
definitely can
me
be.
though.
Is it?
I will eat something consistently for a week and then never eat it again. Like I used to love peanut M&Ms. You would watch me
love
eat peanut
peanut M&Ms
M&Ms
too.
literally for like a whole month. You can ask my friends, my mom. I would eat it for a month. Had it for a month. I hate peanut M&Ms now.
Dang, so you're just running through the sweets. You're
Rice
like,
Rice Krispie treats was last month.
what's coming up? What's next?
Literally, I think it's gummy bears. Cause I just got some. I had some a few days ago. I'm like, I want some more gummy bears.
Okay,
I think that's what
word,
it is.
word.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. It's the sugar. It's the addictive. But I'm also a stressful eater too, though.
Oh right, yeah, you did.
Sugar
you did
is
mention that before.
sugar is that stressful. Like if I'm stressed, I'm gonna go grab a bag of gummy bears or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think that's very interesting, and I'm glad you shared that too because it kind of pulls down the veil of perfect,
Yeah.
a little bit for you, right? Like
Yeah.
like you being here honestly, and just talking about like everything that you've experienced, gone through, done, right, and just being able to explain like, hey, these are some things that I still have issues with. I'm
Right.
not perfect. I don't always have everything figured out.
Absolutely
It's not how that works. I'm sitting across from you and I feel absolutely the same way.
Right.
Right. But sometimes though you run into people that present like
perfect.
yeah, I've never messed up. I've
I
never
don't
done
like
anything.
that.
You
And
don't like it?
That's one. I don't, and that's one of the reasons why I started my mixer. Man, you can't win people when you're not being transparent or honest about the journey.
Yeah.
You gotta think about how many people commit suicide, how many people just take their own lives and are just dealing with so many mental things based off already what they see off social media, which is a fixated picture of what you really want people to see. So it's
Right.
like,
It's your highlight reel.
exactly, like you give us what you want us to see. I'm the person that wants to show you my failures and how I overcame that stuff. Cause you're not gonna learn from a perfect person.
Right.
I can't learn from a person that is perfect. You're not gonna show me your downfalls, and that was one of the things that I wish I had when I was coming up. Even outside of just the industry, I never saw people make mistakes like that. It was
Right.
always unless it was in my personal home, of course I saw that. But when it came out to the other stuff, which is why so many people like now, even with me growing up, just looking at stuff from church and all this, it's like y'all some effed up people. Y'all really, there's some really messed
Right,
up
right.
people in the world, and this ideal image that they've been giving us since we were younger is just false. We beat
Yeah.
ourselves up for what? For what reason? Well, why am I fighting myself or fighting within myself to appease to a person that is not even showing who they really are?
No, that is so real. That is, yeah. I can't even add to that because because I mean it's just true.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean
it's just true.
that's
Yeah.
been my life, bro. Like my life has been, God has been really good to me, and I do see the fruits of my labor. Like I really see the stuff that I've been sacrificing coming up. But one of the things I just still can't get with is just I don't like phony, fake persona. That's why I'm cool with everybody, but I'm not gonna rock with you if I see what you're presenting is false.
Right, right, right,
I've
right.
been around it. It's an energy that people just don't. I pick up on it, and it's just an energy that I cannot explain, and it drains me, and I have to get away from it. And it's so many people in this industry, in general, that just don't get. Look at the pandemic. Like, come on, this has revealed a lot
Oh yeah.
about a lot of people. Especially when it comes down to the money aspect of it, and I've said this multiple times to even people that I talk to on a regular basis. You look at some of the top people that were making top dollar. Guess what? They're complaining about $1 now. You know why? Because they never had it in the first place. They never had the money in the first place. This stuff that people see on social media is all for revenue sometimes. You know, most of the influencers are on here, and I'm not mad at it. Make your money. You gotta do what you gotta do. But at
Right.
the same time, be transparent about how you make your money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm so passionate about that conversation is because I talk to young kids all the time that beat themselves up about what they see on social media or why they're not in a certain position because a certain person that they feel like is doing the same work is in a certain position. I'm like, no, you're better off than they are.
Right, right, right. No, no, no. That's so real, man. And what I think just generally, once people understand that you need to live your life in your present, with you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
with everything you have, and that is literally the key to it.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, right? Because we got all this tech and all this stuff that has pulled us away from what we really need to be focusing on as
Yep.
far as like our present, ourselves, our self-care,
Right.
how I actually feel, not how do I feel based off of seeing this person
Right.
do this over here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's this constant like
Yeah.
comparison battle. So no, I really appreciate you sharing that. And now what I want to make sure that we do, because I know you're getting into singing, we have to find you a beat.
Oh Lord.
We have to find you a beat. And now from this point, we have to get you back warmed up. And it's gonna be, and the thing is, you're just gonna come out here and just freestyle, man. You just
See,
do
I'm
your
horrible.
runs and your stuff, and we'll do all that. So we're gonna make the screen go black, and then when it comes back up, it's gonna be
Okay.
like crazy singing. So, but thanks again so much for being here, man. You've honestly been awesome. Like
Anytime,
it's
man.
super important that you were able to share your story. So
Absolutely. Thanks for
so
having me.
no problem, man. We'll do this again because like next month you're gonna be like almost untouchable.
Oh no.
So
I'm always gonna be reachable.
always
Always.
always an email away.
Always. I may take a little minute to email back, but yeah,
Right,
I'm
but
gonna be-
you're always there. But okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Well, yeah, this is Blunders Radio, and we're about to get into it. Yeah, so live your life, have a great time. This is your moment. Blunders Radio. Mel on the beat. Wait, is that your music name too? You going by Mel?
Mel B.
Mel B. Okay,
That's
Mel
my
B.
full name. Oh, sitting here doing my thing. I ain't know I was gonna be here today. My boy got me feeling comfortable. You already know. I don't usually do this freestyle thing, but I am in here. I feel like I'm in the boxing ring. Oh, oh, oh.
Yo, y'all better watch out, cause a deal's coming. A deal's coming. A deal's coming. Y'all lucky I can't sing like this.
Yes, you can. I'm sure you could.
Nah, not like that. I mean, I can hold it a little bit, but not.
I heard your stuff.
Nah, not like that. Nah, it's the runs. It's the runs that I can't do. You want to give him like 15 more seconds? Come on, dog. Come on, give him like 15 more.
He said 15 more seconds, and here you go. Oh, Blunders Radio.
Y'all better get this man a deal. Blunders Radio. Let's go. Hey, thank you so much for being here,
Thanks
man.
for having me, brother.
Thank you to Micah, who ran our video tonight. Thank you to Yergi Uno, who does the sound. Blunders out, and we'll see y'all next time.
Preach.
Yeah.